Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here's the thing, I went to Paris last year on an anniversary trip with my wife. And there I realized that Paris is a city with 1 or 2 Swatch stores. And therefore there could be a Moonswatch on the horizon. Paris has more than 1 or 2 stores, I'll tell you that much. But not all of them have the payload that we're after. The stores that actually have the Moonswatch in stock are as follows. The easiest one is at the Charles de Gaulle Airport, Terminal F. There is one in the departure lounge, and they have them readily in stock. But maybe you don't want to wait until you fly home to buy one. So if you're in Paris, the Swatch stores that have the Moonswatch are here. The Champs-Élysées, the flagship store, the Croix-Rouge, the Louvre, and Le Marais, which also has 2 stores. And so it's one of these 2. I'm not exactly sure which one, but one of these 2 should have them. They get delivery every single day, and every single day they get sold out. According to my calculations, delivery is around 11 a.m. With each of these stores, there's a queue, and you don't even have to ask the people about the Moonswatch. They know what you're after. And the guard has a piece of paper with the ones that they have in stock. Also, one thing that you need to remember is that they will probably not have the model that you're after, i.e. the most attractive ones. And the most attractive ones, for what I've understood, would be Mercury, the Moon, Jupiter, and Saturn. Instead, they will offer you Pluto, Uranus, Earth, and the Sun, and sometimes Mars. And also, you can only buy 1 per customer. It took me 6 days to find a store that had some in stock, and that allowed me to buy the 2 Plutos, because I think that the Pluto was the most attractive one. My wife was in the store with me, so she bought one as well. The place I found my swatches was at the Croix-Rouge, and I called them asking if they had them in stock, and they at first said no. But then we were in the area and I decided to check it out, and lo and behold, there they were. However, that's not the end of the story. Even though I managed to buy 2 Moonswatches myself, this Christmas I got the impossible gift. The Moonswatch Mission to the Moon. Yes, my wife managed to somehow get her hands on one right here in Sweden. It was not easy. And here it is, the impossible Christmas present. The Omega X Swatch Mission to the Moon. This box is something, I'll tell you that much. So let's have a look at the box. You have Mission to the Moon, Bioceramic Moonswatch Collection on the front, and if you've bought any other mission, then it will say that instead. On one side here, you have some interesting facts about the moon. The temperature apparently is minus 23 degrees Celsius, which sounds a bit warm. It takes 6 days to reach, has low gravity, and has no atmosphere. On the other side, it says day temperature on the moon can reach 127 degrees. At night, minus 173. On the side here, you see the beginning of the inner box, and is that a logo or is that a logo? Woof. And on the bottom you have the rest of the missions. Mission to the Sun, mission to Mercury, mission to Venus, mission on Earth, mission to the Moon, mission to Mars, mission to Jupiter, mission to Saturn, mission to Uranus, to Neptune, and to Pluto. Very nice. Well, I can't wait any longer. It opens like that, and there we have it. This whole unboxing experience and the box and everything, it's really something. So in the box, you have some papers, you have the warranty and a signed certificate with a reference number. You also have a little booklet with all of the other missions and all of the facts about those watches. And here is the watch. First thing you notice basically is the very long strap, which is Velcro. And we're going to get to that a little later. Finally. That comes off. The specs as I have measured them are as follows. 40mm diameter, 47mm lug to lug, and 20mm between them. It is run by a 4 jewel swatch quartz, and the case is bioceramic. It has a 3-bar water resistance, but that basically means it can take a droplet of rain. Maybe 2. Not sure it'll work in space. I don't think I'll try it. The dial is, for lack of a better word, gorgeous. You have the 3 indented subdials and the chronograph secondhand, all with very Speedmaster-ish indices and design. It's jet black with white printing with a lot of things going for it. You get the Omega logo, Omega, Swatch beneath it, and then below the 2 topmost subdials, you have Speedmaster and Moonswatch. It's a busy dial indeed, and I, for one, love it. One thing to note is that the dials are arranged differently than a regular Speedmaster. The 2 topmost ones are higher up. With the bezel, you get the classic Speedmaster tachymetre. Lovely. The case itself is grey, bioceramic, and accentuates nicely with the rest of the watch, which is mainly black. Yes, bioceramic means basically plastic. Or not. But it feels matte to the touch and look, and therefore it doesn't really feel plastic. Pretty genius. It also just doesn't feel like the run-of-the-mill Swatch. Nope, nope, nope. You even get some angles to it when it comes to the lugs. Can we call them twisted? I'd like to call them twisted. Whether you call them twisted or not, this isn't bad. The glass is domed plastic, and while I would usually moan about anything not being sapphire glass, in this case, I wouldn't have it any other way. It just fits with the whole getup. And look at how the second hand always hits its mark. Unlike some other watches I know. We'll mention no names. On the other side of the case, you have the pushers for the chronograph, and a very sleek signed crown. It is not screw down, and why would it be? And it pulls out quite easily if you need to set your very own Moonswatch. The strap is another point of interest, because you don't get the usual plastic or silicone. You get a Velcro strap that feels like it can last a whole lot better than anything else. It's very comfortable and sturdy, and believe me, it's super heavy duty. Again, you get more branding with Omega and Swatch on each side, and that is, again, just fine by me. I might swap it out for some leather or a sailcloth, because that's just what I feel this watch deserves. It's special, so I will treat it as such. And here it is on my 18.5 centimeter, 7.48 inch, or 0.000944 furlong wrist, on a canvas racing sail strap. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? So, are there any issues? Well, I obviously love this thing, and I'm astounded that my wife managed to get her hands on one. So any point of criticism in this case is of no interest to me personally. However, this channel is about consumer advice, so I will have to point out the obvious niggles. Firstly, the arrangement of the dial in terms of subdials, etc. isn't optimal, and the legibility is not the same on a regular Speedmaster. We also have to remember that this is a Swatch, so it's all plastic, bioceramic. Therefore, it is extremely lightweight. This worries me because the last thing I want is for this thing to break or go awry. I've heard horror stories about pushers falling out and so on, and that is of course a QC problem, but this one has had no issues. I'll tell you that much. And it's been on my wrist for almost a month. Then there's the price. They retail for about $250 US, and that's on the high end of the Swatch spectrum. Remember that you're buying a Swatch, and all that usually entails. This means that the watch can be, among other things, quite loud with its ticks, and that bothers some people. Not me though. The magic about this watch though is that since it was a gift, it has no monetary value to me, only emotional. And so I can wear it and use it like there is no tomorrow. If it breaks, it breaks. There's no point in having it on a shelf. I just don't want it to break, and I will do all I can to take care of it. And besides, who cares about any of the niggles mentioned above? It won't sway you. I know this for a fact. If you, dear viewer, get a chance to get your hands on this, you will. And of course you should. This watch represents to me everything that is fun about watches. It is the cult watch to end all cult watches. Yes, you're joining the club. Yes, you get the consumer experience. Who cares if it's a bit expensive for what it is? I bought 2 Plutos in Paris and honestly couldn't care less about the money that could have bought me something a bit more highbrow. This is something bigger than the sum of its parts. This is a hype that is so hyped that you can't question its reality. It was named the Watch of the Year 2022, and I agree. What other watch was talked about more? I can't think of any. The brilliance of Swatch is that everybody loves them. Even if you have a display case filled with vintage Rolexes, Patek Philippe's, and Vacheron Constantines, and Audemars Piguets, I'm certain you still want one of these. This is one of those watches that will make you friends at cocktail parties. You can take this to the casino in Monte Carlo and people will want to look at it. This isn't a watch you buy with your brain after creating a spreadsheet. This just sweeps you off your feet, and is something that you buy with your heart. It fills me with inspiration, and I will wear this while I write my fiction and prose. And now you're probably saying, Mr. Jacobson, this is a very long video. And I say, yes, because I wanted to make an effort that mirrors the effort that my wife put in getting me one of these. This watch is love, and I want this video to reflect that. So there you have it. Yes, I gush about it, but I'm not even sorry. If you want to see a video on the Pluto version, just for kicks, then leave a comment. I'm Mr. Jacobson. Give in to the power of the Moonswatch. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.